Hello YouTube, this is 777 for Everett coming at you with another highly anticipated and highly recommended model. Today you're going to be reviewing a JC Wings Boeing 747-400 in the Rollout Colors Livery. I purchased this model from Troy's Toys based out of Overland Park, Kansas. His website is www.troystoysinc.com. Sad to tell you, this was the only one he ordered for me, and your only outside chance of getting this model right now as we speak is through eBay, because all the majority of the retailers are sold out of this model. Okay, let me give you some information about Boeing and how they came into existence, still operating strongly after 100 years. Okay, the Boeing company was founded and incorporated in Seattle, Washington by the late William E. Boeing on July 15, 1916 as the Pacific Aerial Products Company. Then the company changed their name and became known as the Boeing Airline Company on May 9, 1917. Boeing is the world's largest aircraft manufacturer and the world's second largest defense contractor that actually specializes in designing, manufacturing, and selling airplanes, rotorcrafts, rockets, and satellites. The corporate headquarters of the Boeing Company is located in the Fulton River District of Chicago, Illinois, where it's organized into 5 primary divisions: the Boeing Commercial Airplanes Division, the Boeing Defense, Space and Security Division, the Boeing Capital Division, the Boeing Shared Services Group Division, and the Engineering Operations and Technology Division. The Boeing Company has reached a prestigious milestone in the aerospace and aviation industry as it commemorated its 100th anniversary on July 15, 2016. And after 100 years, Boeing still continues to be innovative by maintaining a standard of significant excellence as a leader in the aerospace and aviation industry in the 21st century. Okay, this is the front of the box you see here, folks, with the aircraft type, and the model information. I'm gonna bring this up closer and give you all the airlines and all that would have you. Okay, we're at the top of the box right here. You see the name of the airlines, then this order: Northwest Airlines, Singapore Airlines, KLM Royal Dutch Airlines, Lufthansa, Cathay Pacific, ANA All Nippon Airways, British Airways, Korean Air, AAC, which stands for Civil Aviation Administration of China, which became Air China, Qantas, United, Thai Airways International, China Airlines, Japan Airlines, Air New Zealand, Malaysia Airlines, and Air France. Those are the airlines, okay? And then there's the model right there. You see there real close, folks. And then there's the Boeing 747 deal right there. Okay, this is the back of the box you see here. Nothing there except what you see back there except the JC Wings decal and the Facebook deal there. If you're a collector and on Facebook and you don't have JC Wings or Gemini Jets, they make the same mold, or In-Flight for that matter, or Phoenix models, you probably want to subscribe to them as you like, because they always inform customers and collectors alike about the upcoming releases that's coming down the pike. Okay, this is the top of the box you see here. All the airlines is featured there on that top of the box, the model information, the aircraft type, what have you. Okay, this is the bottom of the box, same information as the top of the box, what have you see there. Okay, what you're looking at there is the model stand. It came with the model, what have you. You see the patent there on the stand. That means you can put your model on there without it being scratched or damaged, what have you. And then there's the custom plaque you see there, something that JC Wings has been doing since 2013. You see the Boeing title, the aircraft title, and the model scale type information on there as well. And finally, what you see displayed here, these are the gear replacements in this plastic bag. See the 2 toothpicks you see there. I will go into more detail for the purpose of the gear replacements later on in the model review. Okay, with all that information out of the way about how Boeing came into existence and still operates strongly as an aircraft manufacturer, including the name of the airline, including the name of the airline that's on the box right here, the aircraft, all that stuff, the model stand, and the gear replacements. Here is the model, folks. There it is, folks. The JC Wing Boeing 747-400 in the Rollout Colors Livery in a 1/200 scale model. Now let me give you some information about how the Boeing 747-400 came into existence and remains one of the most iconic aircraft ever built. The Boeing 747-400 program was officially launched on October 22, 1985, when Northwest Airlines became the first Boeing 747-400 customer to acquire this iconic aircraft, followed by Cathay Pacific, KLM, Lufthansa, Singapore Airlines, and British Airways announcing their orders several months later, followed by United Airlines, Air France, and Japan Airlines. The first Boeing 747-400 aircraft was equipped with the Pratt and Whitney PW4056 engines, and on January 26, 1988, the first Boeing 747-400 rolled out at the Everett factory in Everett, Washington. And by the time of the rollout of the first Boeing 747-400, the Boeing 747-400 program had amassed more than 100 orders. The Boeing 747-400 flew for the first time on April 29, 1988, under the command of test pilot James Loesch and co-pilot Kenneth Higgins. The Boeing 747-400 received certification from the Federal Aviation Administration on January 9, 1989 with the Pratt and Whitney PW4000 engines, May 18, 1989 with the General Electric CF6-80C2 engines, and June 8, 1989 with the Rolls-Royce RB211 524G engines. The first Boeing 747-400 aircraft bearing the registration number N661US was delivered to Northwest Airlines on January 26, 1989 and entered service on February 9, 1989 with the inaugural flight from Minneapolis to Phoenix, Arizona. Let me give you some information about that, okay? That was the first aircraft was built, but wasn't the first aircraft delivered to Northwest Airlines. It was something like the fifth 747-400 was delivered to Northwest Airlines. Registration ship number was 663US was the first aircraft to receive to Northwest Airlines. I'll go in more in detail of that later. Singapore Airlines was the first international carrier to acquire this aircraft on May 31st, 1989, and operated its first revenue passenger flight from Singapore to London Heathrow, and KLM Royal Dutch Airlines was the first European carrier to acquire this aircraft on May 18, 1989. Production of the Boeing 747-400 passenger version officially ceased on March 15, 2007. China Airlines was the last airline to purchase the Boeing 747-400 variant in November 2002, with the last passenger Boeing 747-400 constructed in 2005 and was delivered in April of that same year. It was the 1,358 747 bearing the registration number B-18215. Okay, so with all that information out the way, let's get down to the details and allow me to show you all the details on this aircraft model, shall we? Okay, folks, we're going to start on the port side / the left side of this aircraft. You see the cockpit windows along with the windshield wipers. I'll give you a better visual vision of those in a moment. Then you see the realistic nose gears right here along with the gear lights. I'll give you a better visual view of those. And then the partial gear door right there. And then the name of these airlines you see displayed here across the Boeing 747-400 title below there. They're in this order, folks, from left to right. So Northwest Airlines, Singapore, KLM Royal Dutch Airlines, Lufthansa, Cathay Pacific, ANA All Nippon Airways, British Airways, Korean Air, CAAC, which stands for Civil Aviation Administration of China, which became Air China eventually, Qantas, United, Thai Airways, China Airlines, Japan Airlines, Air New Zealand, Malaysia Airlines, and Air France. Right there. This right here, I have no idea what carrier that is, and somebody can post that information down there at the comments section. I would truly appreciate it. I tried looking it up. I had no success on that. And then you see the Boeing 747-400 title right up here. See there? And then you see the inboard landing lights right here displayed here on the wings right here. Very realistic. I'm going to give you a better visual view of those at a different angle. Okay, now you got a better visual view of the inboard landing lights you see there. Very realistic. They got little pearls in there. Substitute. Very realistic. Very impressive there. Now you're looking at the lower part of the fuselage here. You see the three types of engines there. You see there. The Boeing 747-400 used only three types of engines. The Pratt and Whitney right here, the General Electric, and the Rolls-Royce. Those are the three engines right there. The Pratt and Whitney PW engine, General Electric, and the Rolls-Royce. You see the logos displayed there. Okay, now we're looking at the side angle of these engines. As you see here, you see the Pratt and Whitney logo right there. These are the Pratt and Whitney PW4056 engine that were used on this particular Boeing 747-400 prototype, and one of three engines that was offered to airlines who placed their order for the Boeing 747-400. And these engines were certified by the Federal Aviation Administration on January 9, 1989. You'll see the Pratt and Whitney logo here, as well as on this engine here as well. Now I'm going to turn to the front angle of this aircraft and let you see the fan blade spin on here. And then also you see the gears right there as well. Okay, now you're looking at the front angle of these Pratt and Whitney engines, and the fan blade do spin. See there? Okay. Same here. Impressive. Voila. Alright. And then you get them over here, you see the inboard landing light right here, better view there. Now I'm going to show you the front angle of this aircraft and the engines on the other side of the aircraft as well. Now you got a better view of the aircraft from the front angle. You see the cockpit windows there, the windshield wipers, the nose cone right there, the realistic nose gear along with the nose gear lights right here, and the nose gear door right there. And then you got the inboard landing light on the starboard side over here as well. And then you got the engines over here. They also spin as well. Okay, now you have the idea. So with that said, I'm going to turn it back to the port side because they have more information to share with you on that side. Okay. Okay, we back on the port side of the aircraft. You see the red navigation light next to the winglet here. It's also painted in red, white, and blue. Represents American codes. It's an American company. These winglets are like 6 feet tall in diameter, folks. So you got an idea how big these winglets are. Okay. Now I'm going to take it back to the rear of the aircraft. Now we're at the back of the rear of the aircraft where you see the registration number back here by the rear door. Registration ship number N401PW. Registration ship number N401PW. This was the first Boeing 747-400 aircraft that was actually built, served as a prototype prior to being delivered to Northwest Airlines on December 9, 1989. This was like Northwest's fifth 747-400 aircraft to enter their fleet. And then you see here on the tail, see the 747 title here, the logo here on the tail. It's going with the red, white, and blue stripe here on the tail as well. Okay, now you're looking at the APU exhaust hole right here, along with the strobe light underneath the hole, underneath the APU exhaust hole, and it is a hole there, folks. Okay. Now I'm gonna let you see the rear view of this aircraft from the rear view angle. So here it is. There it is, folks. The Boeing 747-400 in the Rollout Colors Livery from the rear view angle. Oh, this mug is beautiful. Woo. Now I'm going to take it to the starboard side of the aircraft and share more information on that side as well. Okay, folks, now we're on the starboard / right side of the aircraft. You see the cockpit window. You see the Boeing 747-400 title across the part of the fuselage. You see the various airlines here. The front cargo container door. The nose gear door. There's the antenna there. The anti-collision beacon light right there, the inboard landing lights right there, And then you see the Pratt & Whitney PW4056 engine on this aircraft here, featuring the Pratt & Whitney logo here, as well as over here. And then you come over here, you see the winglet over here, along with the green navigation light. Okay, we're at the rear part of the aircraft on the starboard side. You see the rear cargo container door, along with the boat bin door, the registration number right there, and the 747 decal on the tail here as well. Okay, now before I show you the aerial bird's eye top view of this aircraft and the undercarriage belly view of this aircraft, I'm gonna roll this model for a minute. They really don't. These gears don't really roll that good, but you got the idea. But they do tilt somewhat, okay. But you got the idea. So with that said, here is the aerial top view of this aircraft. Okay, let's start with the cockpit windows along with the windshield wipers right there, the pilot escape hatch door right there, the anti-collision beacon light right there, the antenna, and then that little distinctive hump right there that we all gonna miss so dearly. The ADF antennas right there in 3D. And then you see the little dot right here, these two little dots right here, as well as over here. Those are the luminaire lights that light up this tail when it flies during nighttime. Then we come over here, the wings. See the Pratt & Whitney engines here from the top angle. The fuel dump valve and the winglet on this side. Same over here. Engines from the top angle. Fuel dump valve and the winglet over here on this side, okay? Now looking at the undercarriage belly view of this aircraft, there's the partial nose gear door, the open nose gear door along with the nose gear and the antenna right there. The anti-collision beacon light right there on the belly. The hole where the stand goes in at. The gears, they tilt. Over here as well. A retractable as well. Gears right there. And two more antennas right there. The pressure relief valve right there. Another antenna and the APU housing right there. Of course, another gears right there. Okay, tilt. The engines, the fuel dump valve, and the winglet. Same over here, folks. Tilt it. There's the engines underneath. The fuel dump valve and the winglet over here, folks. Okay, now I showed you the aerial top view and the bird's eye view and the undercarriage view of this aircraft. Now I'm going to put it on that stand over there that I showed you earlier. So with no further ado, here is the model on the stand. Okay, finally got it on the stand. You see there, okay, you're looking at the port side of this aircraft with the model on the stand, okay? See all the engines and what have you, the winglets flexing a little bit. Now you're looking at the front angle of this aircraft. You see how it's flexing a little bit. See all the gears featured on there, the engines, the Pratt & Whitney engines on here, the winglets, the whole 9 kit and caboodle you see there. Okay? Okay, now you're looking at the starboard side, right side of this aircraft. You see it, how it's all flexing, real shiny, what have you. Ooh, this one looks beautiful. Woo. Okay. And finally, you're looking at it from the tail cam angle. See it all in the takeoff or landing position, more like the takeoff position, okay? Okay, before I take this model to stand, I got it in this position for a reason, because of the gear replacements. Remember I was telling you about those gear replacements earlier in the review. I'm gonna take these bad boys off, and then I'm gonna show you without the gears, okay? There's there, and there. Alright, I'm not going to take them off. I didn't bother to take these off, but I'll let you see this model from a different angle without the gears. So here it is. Okay, with the exception of these gears here, I didn't bother taking them off. You actually see the rest of the plane without the gears. You know, you got a choice now. You got two options now. Either you can play without the gears, and that's when these gear replacements come into play, or you can choose to leave the gears on here. Gears up, gear down, your choice. I choose to leave mine on. It makes more value to the model. Okay, but now I'm gonna go ahead and put these gears back on here and go ahead and wrap up this model review. Okay. Okay, and finally the seating configuration. Depending on the airline seating configuration, it all varies. The Boeing 747-400 seats up to 416 passengers in a 3-class cabin configurated layout, 524 passengers in a 2-class cabin configurated layout, and 660 passengers in a 1-class cabin configurated layout respectively. And the maximum range for the Boeing 747-400 is 7,670 nautical miles, or 8,357 miles on a full passenger load. Well, folks, this is all I have for this model review. Please rate and subscribe and leave your comments and suggestions. And I'd like to know if you got this model or you plan on getting this model. As I said earlier, there's probably other retailers probably still have this model, but your best outside chance of getting this model is through eBay. So with the meantime, take care. God bless. The next up, they was a launch customer for this aircraft. I mentioned them early, so be on the lookout for that model. I was so glad when Jim and I just dropped that jewel, so be on the lookout for that review. Okay, meantime, take care. God bless. More coming soon. Stay tuned.